Namaste everyone, welcome to my channel Ashwin's Astrology. Like every month, this month also have brought in monthly horoscope predictions based on Sun's transit from both general perspective as well as from individual moon sign perspective. Sun will be transiting to Meen Rashi or Pisces sign on 14th of March 2024. That's why it is Meena Sankranti. So let's go ahead with the monthly horoscope predictions. I'll be making both general wise as well as from individual moon sign. So make use of the timestamp in the description and forward it to your individual moon sign and you can watch it if you are not um, having much time to watch the complete video, and you can just watch your own Rashi predictions here. But if you are willing to know and from the general perspective also, because that's bit interesting and that's bit troublesome also this time, you can actually uh, make some time to watch the complete video as well. If you like my video so far, kindly like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to receive instant notifications. For consultations, you can write me at ashwinsastrology@gmail.com. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. So let's proceed with the monthly horoscope predictions. So Meena Sankramana, which is happening on 14th of March, and Sun will be in Meen Rashi till 13th of April. So for the next 1 month, Sun's transit happens in Pisces sign, and Pisces sign is a watery sign. So if you can see on the screen, it is how the planetary positions would be when Sun transits to Pisces sign, and he will conjunct here with Mercury as well as Rahu. So the north node of the moon and south node of the moon will form an axis here in is forming an axis in 612 axis, and sun will conjunct them here, and along with the debilitated Mercury, who will very soon become the retrograde also. So again, already two afflicted planets, two troublesome planets, and now Sun entering there, and Sun happens to be the natural fifth house lord in the 12th house. So this is heavily affliction, and this can trigger multiple kinds of events. So I've shortlisted some of them, written down some of them. So Sun is afflicted now. So Sun falling into the Rahu Ketu axis means there will be two eclipses in next 1 month. Fortunately, this time both lunar and solar eclipse both are not visible to India. We are safe, but people who are living in much of Africa or Australia, England, or some parts of Europe, and especially USA, Canada, North America, as well as South America, so they are definitely gonna see some issues which is uh, very much related to the government actually. So there could be some threat to the government because of affliction of Sun with Rahu, higher authority, and especially USA, Canada, or Khalistani extremists who are already making a lot of problems, creating a lot of problems, and terrorist activities also might be seen during this time period. We have already seen the Rameshwaram cafe blast. So similar kind of event also might uh, trigger again, and there will be some amount of problems to state government because during this time public may get frustrated and because their needs are not met, and they might try to take the things into their matter, which uh, should don't have been done, but that would definitely happen. So currently government and politicians at higher authoritative positions, they are at under threat. That is one thing for sure. Next, coming to Mercury in the same Rashi. So Mercury is retrograde in uh, red is already debilitated in Pisces sign, but is also retrograde and is from 2nd of April. And there could be climatic changes also because of which, because Mercury is represents fast moving consumer goods, so he has a habit of doing things in a early manner. So we may say that there could be some climatic changes or water issues which already Bangalore is facing a lot this time, and health issues as well. So all these problems might arise as soon as Mercury starts retrograding in Pisces, that is in debilitation. So both debilitation as well as Mercury is kind of a bit tricky things to analyze. We can't even say that okay, it's a niche bunk also which will happen there. because Mercury, who is debilitated, also will retrograde. So natural Dijbang will happen there because Mercury is disposed, Jupiter is placed in a better sign also. But Mercury's strength being very less and in the kind of position which it shouldn't have been, there could be water issues also in Bangalore, which we are already seeing, and some unpleasant events also from stock market perspective. So all of a sudden, there could be a higher amount of volatility in stock markets, Indian stock markets. I'm speaking about. So the traders should be very cautious, and the investors, you do have some time, but it's good to see how or observe certain intricacies which people might not look at it. So this is one thing. And for Mars Saturn Venus conjunction, which is happening in Aquarius sign, so this will bring in air strikes, air accidents, and chemical leakages as well. And there could be some possible death of high authoritative person as well, because Sun's affliction already is seen. Then now Mars Saturn conjunction, this is triggering some other event. Then also Mercury, it is giving some other reason. So all these three planets, all these three conditions combined, I can say that this next 1 month uh, wouldn't be a fruitful or a favorable month like the previous months. So it has its own ups and downs, and it has its own problems also, which will take some time to heal up. So, but just make sure that there is no loss of lives here, because even though I have predicted that there could be some possible death of high authoritative person, it nobody likes to wish for any mishappenings, but because all this connection is happening in the Vayu Tattva Rashi, it had to be said, and that's why it is mentioned. So these are from the general predictions perspective. So now let's go to the individual moon sign predictions. Firstly, starting with the Mesh Rashi. So for Mesh Rashi natives, Moon and Jupiter are in the Rashi itself and kind of forming the Gajkesari Yoga. So if you have the promise in the horoscope, that is the Gajkesari Yoga in the horoscope, and then also has the same kind of a similar kind of Dasha Antar Dasha, and currently the transit might be favoring only in those cases. So this is one thing for Mesh Rashi natives. And Sun's transit is happening to your 12th house from your 5th house. 12th house from your Rashi, as well as Sun is the Lord of 5th house. So uh, 5th Lord is for Puru Punya and also for the pleasant stuffs, and Trikona Lord going to the 12th house is not a good one. So there could be some problems related to government for sure. So if you are working in government, or there could be some problem related with your higher management as well. So that also is possible with your manager or with your higher management, but majoritarily it won't harm to that level because your Rashadipati is placed so well, exalted and very close to deep exaltation point. So it should not trigger some terrible events, but because Jupiter is in the Rashi, so he has to do that safeguarding the Rashi. And Mars Saturn conjunction in 11th house along with Venus, so it is very good from monetary perspectives and for your investment perspective, which you have already made a long time ago. So the near ones, please avoid them, because for the next 1 month, once Mercury starts retrograding, it is better to cease off trading and watch until it comes to a better position. So overall, for Aries or Mesh Rashi natives, this is a very good time period from finance perspective as well as from career perspective. But the only couple of things which for Mesh Rashi natives has to look into is that unnecessary expenditure as well as your father's health also, because Sun represents father also. Your father health also should be a utmost concern for you, and very importantly, uh, their own health issues also. So that also kind of cause a problem as well. So next, moving on to Vrishabh Rashi. So for Vrishabh Rashi natives, Sun transit is happening in 11th house, and he happens to be the fourth lord in the 11th house. So it's generally a bit of a tricky time period from the monetary perspective as well as from the other financial issues as well. So, and also from the property matters as well, because fourth lord is heavily afflicted in the 11th house. So it might happen that there is some problems in certain procedures, because of which an expert opinion would be required. So please do take up, because usually Vrishabh Rashi natives are very good from planning perspective, but at times they might start failing in those stuffs also, because of a different kind of predictions or different kind of speculation. So your portfolio might make some amount of loss which you were not expecting for. So please be ready for that hassle, or else square off your positions before 2nd of April, which is advised to all the natives here. This is a general perspective. So overall, to see for Vrishabh Rashi natives, I don't see any much problem. She has, like for Vrishabh Rashi natives, it is completely fine to have all the planets in 9, 10, 11 houses. So it's a good kind of transit for Vrishabh Rashi natives. Next, moving to Mithun Rashi. So for Mithun Rashi, Mars, as soon as he moves out of 8th house and comes to 9th house on 15th of March, your fortune will start favoring you. Mars, Venus, Saturn in 9th house. That's very good combination from your uh, Rashi, because it forms in the 9th house. So Mars Venus conjunction there, it gives a lot of a determined mindset also from the spiritual or the ritualistic angle. And coming to the 10th house where Sun transited and is conjunct with Rahu and Mercury. So there could be some ecliptic situation which Rahu creates, that is the illusionary mindset. So uh, you might end up working for a long hours at workplace, as well as Sun, Mercury, all there. So there could be some major issues at workplace, or you might be struggling enough to cope up with that. So that also can be seen during this time. So Mithun Rashi natives. So there could be some amount of imbalance in work life, and you might have to work little bit hard to achieve that work life balance as well. So apart from this, because your Rashadipati Mercury is also debilitated, so that's one big concern. Your Rashadipati itself is weak. So this is one big concern for the next couple of months. Not just this 1 month, even extended also, because Mercury is during this time period, April 2nd onwards, will not just be debilitated but also retrograde. And again, it has to turn direct, and then rest things have to happen. So that's why uh, for Gemini sign also, it is advised to maintain peace, calm, and be patientful enough, because you have all the planets in 9th house, 10th house, and 11th house. So there's definitely not a thing to worry, but just be very careful from your perspective. So that's the thing for Mithun Rashi. Next, moving ahead to Karkataka Rashi, you have the exalted fifth lord in the 7th house. So your emotions and all your wishes were getting fulfilled. Now, with Jupiter aspecting your 4th house and being the 6th and 9th lord in 10th house, is a very good thing, because 9th and 10th connection for any Rashi will form Dharma Karmadipati Yoga, and that's what is forming for uh, 9th and 10th Jupiter here, and also Mars in well placed and aspecting it. So this is one thing. So apart from this, we can see that for Karka Rashi, there could be some little bit of arguments with your spouse, which can disturb mind, and also some problems with the in-laws as well. Because Saturn in 8th house might be good for longevity, but along with Venus and in 8th house, which represents extended family, so it may not be good. So it is advised to stay make any kind of statements which may harm your prospects, and Karkarashi natives are told to be bit careful, because Rahu, Mercury, Sun, everything in 9th house, it cannot harm you, but still it is good to be careful for Karkarashi natives, because that's also a Jalatattva Rashi like Karkarashi, and as soon as Sun enters Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra, 4th quarter there, it will be moving to Cancer Navamsha itself. So based on that also we can see this time period, the second lord in 9th house and afflicted with Rahu. So some problems of finances might arise during this time period. So apart from this, Karkarashi natives doesn't have any much problems or any much of troubles actually, because having a pleasant planets in 10th house is also good in itself. So that should be fine. Next, moving ahead to Sim Rashi or Leo sign. For Leo sign, Lion is the Sun is the Rashi Adhipati, so he will be in the 8th house from its Rashi. So this doesn't do much well for it, because Sun is in Meen Rashi, which happens to be the feet of Bhagwan Vishnu, and it is. a bit tricky situation because Rahu also in the same sign and it's afflicted and two eclipses coming up, which I mentioned before. So this can trigger some unpleasant events in your life, some sudden changes in your extended family, your family, and all things would happen so quickly for you. You would not be able to analyze or understand what is actually happening there. So that kind of situation also might arrive to Leo sign or Simha Rashi natives. So overall, for Simha Rashi natives, this month is not a good month. So there could be some setbacks in investments also. So it is said not to trade. It is said that you can trade, but with some proper guidance is what I will mention. Next, moving ahead to Kanya Rashi. So for Kanya Rashi, I'm for Kanya Rashi, it is Ketu in the Rashi and Rahu in the seventh house, and Ketu is already in Hasta Nakshatra, so that mentally emotional issues are popping up here and there for you. And also, Kanya Rashi happens to be the natural sixth house in the Kalpurush Kundli, and Rashadipati Mercury itself is debilitated in seventh house. So this triggers some major health issues as well. So that is something we have to be like Kanya Rashi natives have to be very careful. And once Mars enters Aquarius the very next day, Mars, Saturn, and Venus in the sixth house. So it can give some fierce kind of competitors also, fierce kind of competition also. But if you don't give up and uh, try to fight for it, then definitely you'll be able to clear. So that's one advice I can give for Kanya Rashi natives. Apart from this, their seventh house is well protected from both Jupiter and Venus through Papakartri Yoga as well as from Shubha. Sorry, sorry, it's not Papakartri. I'm sorry, I'm taking back. It's not Papakartri Yoga, it's a Shubhakartri Yoga because Jupiter, one of the most unconditional benefic planet, and Venus, the most unconditional benefic planet, present at the adjacent sides of your seventh house. So it will try to protect your marriage if you're going away from it. And from spiritual angle, this is a very good time period also for you to go for mantra sadhana or sadhana determination, sadhana determination, and for a higher realms as well. So for Kanya Rashi, apart from spiritual angle, materialistic angle looks bit problematic for this 1 month. Moving ahead to Tula Rashi. So this were the predictions for uh, Mesha Rashi until Kanya Rashi. So predictions for Tula Rashi up till Meena Rashi will be done in next video. So kindly watch that video as well, which is posted in our YouTube channel Ashwin's Astrology. So